Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Hello, welcome to this is
The Adam Val YouTube channel. Do the intro
no,
properly.
this is Waffle and Ramble.
Oh, Waffle and Ramble, Ramble and Waffle.
Yeah, but
it's another video cast from the car because our timing's been out with studio time.
We're phoning this one in because we wanted to get one of these up every Saturday. We didn't have an opportunity to get. There's no more opportunity, is there?
No, we've got an opportunity
So
to
we've
film
phoned
it
it
into studio.
So what are we doing on this week's Waffle
Right, so
and Ramble?
as previous listeners to our old podcast will know, we used to borrow and steal all of our ideas.
We stole everything we know
from everyone. And this is unashamedly stolen from a podcast I listen to that I'm not going to name. Right. The name is mentioned in one of the things we're going to be talking about in a minute.
I don't know what we're doing. I don't know.
We are basically going to design or state. If you was going to a desert island next week, right? So the night before you go, you're going to a desert island. No, you're going to a desert island for a year, but you can have any 3-course meal of your choosing before you go. So your favourite starter, your favourite main, your favourite dessert, a drink of choice. You pick what you want.
It's almost your last dinner.
You can call it like a last supper. It can be a last supper. It can be your death row meal. But it's a desert island meal. It's a little bit less macabre, if you see what I mean.
Right.
And it can be anything. It can be from a restaurant. It can be homemade. It can be just something you've eaten for a starter. You think, I would love that because I'm never going to have a decent meal for a year. Starter, main, pud, and if there's a drink of choice you want, then pick your drink of choice. So, do you have any ideas? There's on this said podcast. There's quite a lot of things that pop up quite commonly that people choose and what have you. But is there anything, are you going outrageous? Are you going for your favourites? Are you going for something that just satisfies you every time you have it? Do we go boring or outrageous? And you don't have to name it in order.
I'm thinking, I'm going to play this one and think this as, this is my last meal.
Okay.
I ain't coming back from that island.
Okay, so this is going to be the last meal you're ever going to have. That's the whole point.
Instead of favourites, I think I'm going to go for stuff that's got memories.
Satisfactory memories, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to walk away thinking, I'm never eating again.
No.
I want to be thinking, I'm eating one bit, that reminds me of me nan.
Yeah,
you know them sort of things.
Yeah, there you go. So is there anything springing to mind on any of the
nothing.
Oh, right, well, thanks for watching anyway. So, I will start us off then. I'm going to go dessert.
Go on.
I'm going to go in with dessert
you
first.
don't have to go in order.
You don't have to go in order. There's no rules. We don't have no rules, do we?
Right.
So I'm going to go dessert first, purely and simply because I want to get this out of the way. I don't know if I've said it on a video before. I may have said it on the previous podcast back in the dark days. It is so dessert, because I was talking about this with Auntie Julie the other day, right? And was very undecided on all my 3 courses. But my dessert is down to 2. And you are going to think, and viewers, you're going to think as well that I'm only saying this because you're here. But one of them is something your wife made, right? I'm going, not so much the sentimentality and memories, I'm going for the nicest things I've ever tasted in my life ever. And when it comes to dessert, there's 2 things, right? There's the chocolate bomb dessert at the Ivy. It's the chocolate dome.
There's a video of that up, check that out.
They pour on hot caramel sauce and it crushes the chocolate into like a milk foam ice cream sort of thing, and it is just unbelievable. It is the most amazing thing I've ever tasted ever of any course.
There's a video of Val at the Ivy and he shows that exact thing.
There is. It was 2 or 3 years ago. It was at Auntie Julie's wedding.
However,
it is on a par with, and I'm not just saying this, your wife made a white chocolate cheesecake once.
That was a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and you bought me in a slice.
Because she does a cheesecake like that fat.
After much begging, he bought me in a slice. And it was the exact same reaction. When I put it in my mouth, that first mouthful, I was like, oh, this ain't happening. this isn't happening to me.
You made it yourself since, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, it was nowhere near as nice. I followed her recipe to the T, and it was my cake tin was probably that big.
She probably left out an ingredient just to say that.
Just so it ain't as good. But it was just one of them things that I put in my mouth, and I was like, oh, this ain't happening. This is not. So I'm torn between the 2, and the reason that I will say I'm going to have your wife's cheesecake is that I can go to the Ivy anytime, to be honest, and have that. True. Whereas your wife only makes. I only get a slice of your wife's cakes whenever you feel like it.
That cheesecake ain't been made for a while.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to choose that as my dessert, your wife's white chocolate cheesecake.
All right, so that's your dessert, right? So I'm going to go main course.
And it does look like I've only picked that because you're here, but I did have this exact same conversation with Julie.
Yeah, but I've picked one because you're here as well. But we'll come to that in a minute. So main course I'm going for. So when we was growing up, we didn't have massive money. We didn't have nothing. And my nan, she didn't have a mass of money, and she used to have us all go round. So my uncle would go round with his kids and his wife. I would go round with my mum and dad and my sister.
It'd be a big traditional family get together.
Yeah, we would all be there. It'd only be young.
Yeah.
But a bit of meat my nan would get would be like this braising steak.
Yeah.
And it would have bits of bone in it. I don't know whether she was buying the tail, the arse cheek,
Yeah,
the
oxtail probably. It's probably oxtail.
Yeah, probably oxtail. I always thought it was braising steak, but I'm not 100% it is. So it was the cheapest bit of meat because she had to feed us all.
Yeah.
She didn't have much money. No one had much money. We're talking going back to the 80s. No one had no money. She'd probably put it in a pot and it would cook all day. And I used to dread getting that meal because you'd get it and you'd get it like almost like a casserole.
Yeah.
So you'd get it on the plate. You'd get some vegetables and you'd get it. And when you're a kid, you're starving. You're talking like I'm 10 years old. You'd get it, and I used to dread getting it because every mouthful you put in, you'd have a shard of bone. You get a shard of bone, mate. Not in the first mouthful. No. I've had the bone now. In every bit. Because when she's cooked it, she's cooked it all the way down to get every bit of meat off the bone. But the bone's probably
just disintegrating as well.
So you'd get all bits of bone. But I'm picking that because that has a lot of memories, and I never enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I still bring it up now. I say to the wife, "Oh, what was that meat?"
I bet if you ate it now, though, I bet you'd like it. You'd be pulling the bits of bone out.
No one has bits of bone in food.
Of course they don't. But you probably couldn't even buy that actual cut of meat, whether it's oxtail or not. But that would be trimmed enough that the bone wouldn't disintegrate and what have you. It's a different kettle of fish, but it's a brilliant choice because it's nostalgia.
I'll pick that. If I'm sitting there eating it, I ain't sitting there enjoying it. I'm thinking I'm 10-year-old again.
Yeah, exactly.
And you didn't have what worries did you have at 10-year-old?
Yeah, no, none at all.
There was no phones. We had 4 channels on a TV. We've done this on a podcast, but it would have been on a previous one of these waffles.
Yeah, you didn't have no cares.
You had nothing.
No,
you had no care in the world. But I didn't like that dinner, so I cared about that.
So yeah, there you go.
That's my main course.
So it's going to call nan stew.
Nan stew.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to be. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. So I'll stick with a main then.
I went and press record.
I ain't clean the lens.
Go on.
I'll stick with, if we're on mains, so I'm almost doing mine in reverse order, aren't I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know what to have a main because it's vast.
Because you're picking your favourites.
Yeah, but again, so if you're going, it's my favourite meal. I'm not going to see anyone maybe ever again. I want something that I'm going to remember when I'm there. I want something that I'm going to enjoy when I'm eating it. And as you say, not necessarily because I want to be stuffed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be really boring.
I don't know what you're going to pick.
I'm going to be really boring and say steak.
I thought you was going to say steak.
I want a decent 28-day aged hung steak from anywhere. I've had them in a few nice places.
What size do you want?
Right, so everyone says fillet, right?
All right, yeah.
I'm not necessarily the biggest fillet fan.
All right.
I do love a fillet.
Yeah.
I had that at the Ivy as well, and it was unbelievable.
What did you have at Million Carter?
Sirloin.
Oh,
and that is what I would pick.
Oh, you're going for sirloin?
Because you've got to have that bit of fat, because what does Sam the cooking guy say?
Yeah.
Fat means flavour.
Have you ever had ribeye? I love ribeye.
I don't think I've ever had ribeye.
Oh, that melts in your mouth.
Yeah, but
try ribeye.
when you look at ribeye and they say recommended way of cooking, it says medium for a ribeye, and I like a bit of blood.
Okay.
Right? So I always like a rare or medium
It's
rare.
quite delicate when you eat it, though.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Try ribeye next time.
Yeah, I should do, really.
Like, cook it yourself.
Perhaps I'll have that. I've never had one. I'll have a ribeye steak cooked medium rare or to the chef's.
But you can't get ribeye like this. Ribeye's normally...
No, I know, yeah, with a little bone in the middle.
Do you remember in the day you get that T-bone stuff? Do you still get that?
I don't think you get that anymore.
It got banned, didn't it?
So you have the bit one side of the T-bone.
It literally looked like that, didn't it?
Yeah, and it had the big bone in it. Was
and
a
you
T.
had meat one side and meat the other.
Yeah,
like
one side of the meat was called the New York strip and probably still is, but we call it something else.
All right.
I don't know if that is the sirloin, and then the other side I can't remember. I don't know what the two bits are. It's probably a bit of fillet and a bit of sirloin.
Yeah.
But I would have a steak, and maybe I should go for a fillet. What did you say? A ribeye. I'd go for it, but a decent steak, cooked well. With your usual accompaniments,
yeah, but usually you can either have it with mash and peel.
Oh, right, I wouldn't have sauce. Right, I'm not a peppercorn. I'm not a saucy person.
All right.
It's all right to have the odd bit dipped in, but I can say no sauce. I would have sweet potato fries.
All right.
Sweet potato fries, mushrooms, and a fried egg. And I'd have to have 2 fried eggs because I can't have one fried egg. Whatever meal I have with a fried egg, I have to have 2.
Yeah, fried egg with steak.
Yeah, but you can get fried egg with steak. Yeah.
I've never had fried egg with steak.
Yeah, dip the chip in it.
I've never had fried egg with steak.
You can get fried egg with a steak, honest.
I'm not saying you can't kill it. I'm just saying never.
And I would have a big slaver of
fried egg.
I'll have a big slaver of English mustard with it as well.
Oh, I don't like mustard. Do you like horseradish? I bet you like horseradish.
Yeah, there isn't much that I don't like.
No, but I think there's this people's taste. Put it in the comments and put your suggestions in the comments.
Yeah, we want to know what you would have for your desert island meal.
But I think there's this thing of taste. I've got this thing in my head where I think if people like mustard, they like horseradish.
Yeah.
I think you can't not like one without the other. I think these same people that like horseradish and mustard like Marmite.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, I do like Marmite.
Yeah, of course you do.
And I like horseradish.
My theory has not been proven wrong yet. If anyone puts in the comments, I like them too, but I don't like that one, they're doing it for attention. It's not even. I'm not.
But you've now given them the green light to comment and say,
yeah, no,
I don't like it. And I'm not saying it for attention.
I'm saying
And then they're saying I'm not saying it for attention, for even more attention.
Yeah, that taste palette. If you like horseradish, you definitely like mustard. You definitely like Marmite.
And if you don't, you're an attention
I can't be
seeker.
proven wrong.
And if you say you don't, you're an attention
Yeah, no one
seeker.
can prove me wrong.
Sorry, we do like your comments, really. But tell us what your favourite meal is. And if you do like all three.
Right, my pudding.
You can pudding.
These. I'm putting that.
The video is up of these.
The video is up of
It
these.
should be up if I've done my editing properly.
So these are Christmas pudding digestives and a little bit of Nolgester. What's it called?
Nostalgia.
Oh, hey!
We just put the base into a cheesecake.
Hey, that'd probably be good, wouldn't it?
Why do you keep touching the screen?
It's like to focus it.
Oh.
But I don't know how to come out of it.
Oh.
Yeah, David,
Look at my head.
look at my head.
So you're picking these biscuits?
I'm picking them, and for the reason is, right, I really like Christmas pudding anyway. So it's the Christmas pudding biscuit, like it says the review's up, and that's what's the word?
Nostalgia.
Yeah, that's remembering me me nowadays.
Would you not think
So
I'd just
doing
have
the videos
Christmas
and-
pudding instead of on a biscuit?
No, I'm picking them.
You're picking them
Yeah, I'm
over
picking-
a Christmas pudding
I'm
to be a
picking
little
them.
bit different.
To be a little bit different, and it's got
Attention.
more memory in.
Attention.
I don't have no memory really to a Christmas pudding.
Okay. So you're a modern memory.
Yeah, like a
To
modern
take
day.
with you to the desert
So
island.
because that's of this period, because we've reviewed them today, I'm seeing that as this period right now.
Yeah, okay.
So I've
fair
got
dues.
my kids, I've got you that do this channel, I've got the wife, we've got everything is right now. I have that, it takes me back to today.
Right.
Not like I'm in the best position in the world and I'm a millionaire and I've got
No, I understand
but
what
it
you mean.
takes you back to the memory of today, so I'm picking them for today's memory, and I'm going to go straight onto my starter because it's going to be quick as well.
I think starter's the hardest one.
That's why I'm bringing it on to start.
Oh, okay,
I ain't got a clue.
Go on. You don't know.
I think because it's going to keep this quick now. I'm going to pick scallops
Right.
with like a tomato and vinaigrette sauce on. What's that bread that's like that? Ciabatta or something?
Yeah, little crostini sort of type
Yeah, I
thing.
like that starter
Bruschetta.
and onions on it.
Yeah.
Because the wife makes this, and that's just going to remind me of the wife. So that's what I would have. That's it.
Romantic starter.
Yeah, and it's really nice as well. Have you had that?
Not like that.
So if
no,
you don't
I've
know,
had scallops.
I'll quickly talk about it again. So you get your, what is it, ciabatta?
Bruschetta.
Bruschetta, ciabatta sort of thing like that. You get some real big scallops or little ones. You can use whatever you want. So you want to chop some tomatoes with some onion with some basil.
Right.
Do you say basil or basil?
Basil. I'm not in
With
America.
basil. Put it on some vinaigrette. You pile it up. It's going to go about that high. Your scallops on top. You're done.
Oh, you make me hungry.
Yeah, nice it is.
Sounds nice.
But you can really taste that vinaigrette as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can use olive oil.
Yeah, you got to drizzle a bit of
Over
olive
to
oil
you.
over the top. Starters is hard. I think starters is the hardest
It's a
course of the
hard
three.
one. We
Because,
both
as you
left it to the end.
whether you're going nostalgia, whether you're going for memories, whether you're going for something you just love, I don't even eat a lot of starters.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. I would
Because
think
there's a rule. You would get home, you'd have your dinner. You might nick a chocolate bar. You might have a biscuit. So you've had
on
your
a
dinner
normal
pudding.
weekday, on a normal
goes
work
home
day,
and
yeah,
has
nobody
starter?
goes home and says, right, I'm going to have a little bruschetta for my starter.
Yeah,
Then I'm going to have a
does.
steak. No, because you don't have a bruschetta and then a microwave shepherd's pie, do you?
No.
As you say, but you might have
got-
a microwave shepherd's pie and then you'll have a little chocolate mousse.
Full cocktail,
At
then
the
what
back
you
of
having
the
on
fridge has been
spaghetti
there.
bolognese.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So I think with starters, I'd go, for a little Greek meze combi. So a little
here he goes.
little bit of pita bread, little bit of tara masala and hummus. Yeah.
Yeah.
A few olives, little stuffed vine leaves, all that sort of little antipasti type.
That's the button I was looking for.
Oh, okay. All that little antipasti type, but Greek meze, but a couple of little vine leaves, bit of pita bread, as I say, all the dips and whatever. Breadstick, dip that in your
Yes.
breadstick. I think I would probably go, because I love Greek food,
Yeah.
and I think I would have to have it somewhere in my meal. And I think that as a starter, you can pick and choose
What, like
how
a little
much you
tiny
do it.
kebab?
Yeah, you can get the little skewers, or just a couple of little bits of chicken,
Yeah.
the lamb cleftico cooked, a couple of little lumps of that. Whatever you have in a meze, imagine that on a smaller version,
Really
just with a couple of little, just
is
one
this a
stuff
thing though?
finally.
Is this an actual thing? Which
Oh yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay.
If you have a Greek meze, it's when it's like a big sharing platter, isn't
Yeah.
it?
But
So
you wanna
you have like Italian is antipasti, Spanish is tapas.
Yeah.
So it's like a Greek.
So
version
you're
of
having
that.
like a meze. I've never been to a meze restaurant. You go every couple of 2 weeks, don't you?
No.
But you want it as a starter.
I want it as a starter, just a little bite-sized taster of
Hold
each.
on a minute.
What? You're going to write it down?
No, I'm going to see if the chef can knock one up. Yes, meze, yeah. Do you do starters?
It's the
No?
Waffle and Ramble chef on the
You
end
don't
of the
do-
line.
you
Just
don't do
Eat.
starters?
Go to Waffle and Ramble on Just Eat.
No,
You'll
I don't
get
want
anything we've
PPI.
said.
I want to know if you do starters. He's hung up.
I ain't surprised.
Whatever happened to PPI?
Well, it all ended, didn't it?
What's the next big thing?
There'd be some.
No, I reckon there's going to be something COVID related.
Of course there
Like,
will be.
Did you
have
not
COVID?
work by COVID? Yep, you can now claim your
They're already doing that.
CPI.
I think they're already doing that.
Are
COVID
they?
protection insurance. I think they're already doing that. There'll be some marketing thing.
We done well with that PPI.
Oh, we both done very well. I had a good life for 6 months.
I had a good life for 3 days. Well, on that note,
Yes, thanks for watching. We're sorry we stole from. We didn't even go to name the podcast, but I'm not going to because I'm going to save it for another podcast.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
We borrow and steal off everyone. But
Yeah.
thanks for watching
It
Waffle and
wasn't
Ramble.
definitely-
And subscribe to Adam and Val if you haven't already. And we'll do it in the studio next time. When we filming next week?
Wednesday,
It should be in the studio.
Wednesday,
next time.
Thursday.
All right, we'll see you later.
Ta-la!
I need to fart.
No.